Namaste, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across the planet, around the world. My name is Gregg Prescott from In5D.com, and you're tuned into another Spirit Chat, where today we're going to be talking about the Queen, the Lizard Queen, the Queen of England being evicted, and perhaps is there a new king that is in his place, in her place, in its place? We're going to be talking about that and much more right now. I'm just switching the photos. As you guys know, when I do a live show, it takes the photo on YouTube from the previous one and puts it up there. So right now, people are thinking Pisces Weekly Tarot. No. So I'm just changing the picture right now, and we'll get moving immediately. There. That's that. And change the text in there. Anyway, I just want to welcome everyone that's joined us here on Zoom. I'm going to be posting the link in the YouTube chat room as well. And hello to everyone that's joining us in YouTube land. There. Okay, that's all done. And link coming up for you guys soon. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I couldn't be any more disorganized today, huh? That's okay. We'll get it all done. Okay, yeah, there it is. That's not the right link. Oh my. Bear with me. I'm so sorry about this. There's the link we want. Okay. I had this all organized and then I lost all the links. Oh, there it is right there on a different page. Okay, to everyone on YouTube, here's your link. Bam, join us on Zoom. Okay, so anyway, let's get busy. Got a lot of business to cover. A lot of business, I say. Okay, we're going to do our oracle cards first thing right off the bat. Okay, Psychic Tarot is the first one, John Holland. So the first one we had is Light. Now these John Holland cards, they reflect all of the cards that are in the tarot deck, the traditional tarot decks. So think about that. What would the light be? And while you're thinking about that, I'll read what the card meaning is. The qualities of this card illustrate spiritual awakening, clarity, the revelation of truth, and cosmic consciousness. At times, it takes a wake-up call to get your attention and show how far you need to go. This card comes forth to do just that. Evaluation of the past, along with the lessons that you've learned or still need to understand, must now be a top priority. Doing so will enable you to forgive, accept, and heal so that you can move forward in a balanced spiritual mindset. The Truth card reminds you that a significant change must be made in a certain area of your life. But don't make any hasty decisions. Take your time, for any choices or alterations must be weighed and evaluated with the most careful and wisest of judgments. Whatever steps you take now will have far-reaching consequences, more than you'll ever know. Using the powers of the universe and blending them with a little help from the physical world will assist you in bringing about clarity and a shift of awareness. What was once not obvious will now be realized and understood. Be honest with yourself and trust what you know to be true. I'm sorry, that was the wrong. That was a beautiful message, but I read the wrong one. Huh. That was actually for truth. This one was for light. Wow, imagine that. I think that was supposed to be red. Apparently, we're going to do both of them. Truth. That's a beautiful. Yeah, that's a beautiful message. That was for truth. I'm sorry. And it's funny because we are in the age of Pluto and Capricorn, where the truth is coming to light, and Pluto stays in Capricorn from 2008 to 2023. It's ending here soon, and we're in that truth vibration, and that truth will be coming up more and more so as we edge nearer and nearer to 2023. Let me let Stephanie into the room here, and let's go on to the light. Think about that also. What is the card that would be similar to this one in the tarot? Light. Think about that while I read this. This card reassures you that this is your time to be in the light. No matter what's happening around you, prosperity and bliss are promised. The qualities of this brilliant card are pleasure, happiness, contentment, growth, success, joy, and illumination. The light always brings forth new birth, a constant renewal of life. This is one of the best, if not most positive cards in the deck, and it's yours. This is now your moment to shine. The radiance from within will be there for all to see as people become attracted to the rays of your spiritual light. And by being compassionate, generous, inspiring, and a leader, many will benefit as they feel the warmth emanating from you. Be discerning, but also be open to whatever and whomever you're attracting, for your rays reach far and wide. The light card reminds you that because of its power, nothing remains in the dark. Through its illumination, truth and certain paths before you begin to emerge and be surely seen. Using the energy of positive thoughts and continually thinking about the happiest and most joyful memories will light the path before you even more brightly and attract exactly what you are emanating. Keep on shining. So what tarot card would be the light? That would be the sun. So that would be a major arcana card, right? And then our next card is from Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle card. And from that we have, this is interesting. Okay, I got this deck last week, and the first thing I did was I pulled a card for myself. And it was a really great card. And I thought, okay, I'm going to pull one for Allie, right? So I'm shuffling, I pull a card. It was the exact same card. And that's what you guys got too. We're all family here, right? It's called Sisterhood of the Rose. And I think you're all going to dig this card. See if I can hold it up and read it at the same time. Okay. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher, right? The Sisterhood of the Rose is a lineage of priestesses and mystics who devoted their lives to serving humanity and seeding light consciousness all over the earth, like what a lot of us are doing, right? A cross-section of ancient lineages like Lyran, Pleiadian, Arcturian. It is the path of devotion and beauty. Working this path means being devoted to seeing and creating beauty wherever you go. The rose symbolizes the heart and the sacred geometry of all life. You are being called to notice the beauty around you, particularly in nature, and hear the whispers of Mother Earth. You are being called to spend more time in nature, as all the ancient secrets live there. Mother Earth is constantly whispering. Spend time admiring her, and you will be rewarded with insight and grace. You are being called to take a little more time to both notice the beauty that exists all around you and contribute to the beauty of the world in your own way too. This could be through your own creations, like if you're an artist or a musician, right? Or in the little things like how you dress to picking flowers for your home. Every time you devote your time to creating beauty, you harmonize the planet a little more, and the shift in vibration can be felt. So the work your light action recommendation: surround yourself with beauty and create beauty wherever you go. So that's a beautiful card, right, for all of us. And it's funny that, you know, I drew it for me, I drew it for Allie, now I drew it for everyone. So we all get that card. It's awesome. It's beautiful. Let's move on. So we have some tarot cards too. This is from the, where is it? Here somewhere. It's the Tarot of Dreams deck. I can't find the packaging for it. Just take my word for it. This is the Tarot of Dreams cards that we have for today. And starting out, we have the Ace of Wands. So when you think of wands, it's the fire signs, fire, desire. So and aces are always like new beginnings, right? So we're looking at the new beginnings. What kind of fire, what kind of desire do you have? What is it you want to manifest? There's a volcano that you can see here in the background, just erupting with ideas right now. So now might be a great time for you to come up with something, or if you've had something that you've been thinking about, to start putting that to fruition. Although the next card is the Seven of Swords. So you might want to put it into fruition, but you know, these swords are kind of saying, you know, you might want to keep that idea to yourself for right now, at least. You know, if it's a really good idea, if it's something that you might want to have patented or something like that, now's not the time to go telling people about it before it's patented. All right. So, you know, you just want to put it out there and protect that idea. And you can see he's protecting something. He's got all these swords and he's protecting something. Is it possible that it's one of these ideas that you're coming up with right now that that you'll be protecting? Probably, if you're along that line. But where does this end up? It ends up with the 10 of Cups, and that's it's gonna, whatever it is that you're thinking about. If you're thinking about something right now, if you have an idea of something that you want to do, that's gonna help yourself and humanity, now's the time to bring that into fruition. Do it. Okay. So those are some pretty cool cards that we got there. Today's high pitch frequency is a B major. B major is the crown chakra. And if you're curious what the crown chakra can do, well, we're going to cover that here real quick. Let's go right here. So B major is crown. Its mantra is I understand and or I know. Jupiter is its planet. So today's high pitch frequency is in the key of B major, which reflects the key of the crown chakra and the planet Jupiter. At some point, you may experience a tingling sensation on the top of your head. It's possible that you may also experience headaches or migraines as well. These high-pitched frequencies are attuning and realigning our energy centers. In today's case, it's the crown chakra. The crown chakra's mission statement is, I know, and I understand. Today, you may receive additional divine intervention and get a knowing out of what appears to be from nowhere. And here's some really cool articles that you can look into on In5D. As a matter of fact, they're already listed in the more info section below right now. So yeah, if you're having that tingling on the crown chakra, that's why. Let's take a peek at today's Schumann resonance right now, live. There it is. Bam. Hello. Okay, so it looks like we had a brief whiteout right here and followed by another one shortly afterwards, a couple hours afterwards, and then another impact maybe about 12 hours ago or so. So maybe around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday. And we peaked out on the amplitude amplitude chart here at 67, and it looks like that happened about 24 hours ago. So the amplitude was quite high there. Let's take a closer look at the Schumann resonance chart as of right now. And this is what we're looking at. I need a sip of water. I just love the colors. These colors together are just perfect, aren't they? For the Schumann resonance. So yeah, we had another blast apparently.
We can't see it on Zoom, Greg.
Oh, no?
No.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't think you have screen share set. There you go.
I had it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, here we are. Anyway, apologize for that. But yeah, this is what we're looking at right here. I thought I had hit that, the share, but apparently I didn't. I jumped ahead. But yeah, so we had this blast yesterday. This happened around, well, I guess that would be midnight, right? Right before midnight and right after midnight. And then, bam, right here again. So that would be noon, about 2-3 o'clock yesterday, yesterday, I guess. I'm trying to figure out this out. Right now it's saying 0 and 1, and this is the live chart. So, and it's from Tomsk, Russia. So anyway, this is what we're looking at. This whiteout happened approximately, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 hours ago. So yeah, that was the last one. So
I looked up the difference between the Central Time and it had Moscow time, and it was about 8 hours. So yeah, you're right on. If this is happening now, and that big whiteout that happened. I mean, now I know why I couldn't go to sleep last night. I kept trying and trying, but I just couldn't go to sleep. Now I understand.
Then we had this one yesterday about the same time as it is right now. So maybe we're seeing a pattern. I don't know. Going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. But those are our Schumann resonance charts right there. I just want to go on to a couple other things here first before we move on to the Queen of England. For those who would like to help support the channel, you can join us on Patreon. We have, for as little as $1.11 a month, you can join us, get your name listed on the Patreon wall of gratitude. You also get notified of videos like this. You guys are the first ones to get notified on social networks. So yeah, you were notified, and you'll be able to comment on these kind of videos. Also at 5:55, you get all that, plus ad-free articles. And this is coming up this Wednesday for everybody that's 5:55 and above. Join us. Make sure it doesn't get recorded, so it's live, and once it's there and done, it's gone. So join us this Wednesday, 5:55. It's our Insiders Club private chat. And that's always held on the first Wednesday of every month. And what comes there stays there. Feel free to talk about anything you want on that. None of us are, this won't be put out on YouTube at all. So, and then for 11/11, you get all that, plus the exclusive mid-month energy report video. And there's tiers beyond that as well. I would like to welcome our new In5D family members on Patreon, Tanya and Rosalie. Also, you can help support the channel through In5D Quantum Tie-Dye at in5d.net versus .com. And you see all these cool shirts that we have. This is the shirt I'm wearing right now. Well, it's not that exact shirt, but it's the other one that I made. I made 2 of them. This one is for sale. I called this one Water and Sun because it's water plus the yellow. I just thought it would look really cool together. I only made 2, and I let the best one go on here, and I took the second best one. So. I also have these air element signs, which came out fantastic. Here's the 7 chakra crystal and gemstone shirt, which has 14 different gemstones in it. As a matter of fact, all these shirts that I'm using now, I'm using at least 1 or 2 different gemstone chakras in each one of the shirts here. So just like this is basically the root chakra right here. So you have the red, orange, and yellow. All those gemstones are in the dye on this one, along with the 99.9% quartz crystal sand from Siesta Key. So they're loaded with energy. And be sure to check out the testimonials. We're getting new testimonials in all the time. Here's one from a happy old hippie wearing one of our shirts. there's the fire shirt that you just saw. It's absolutely beautiful shirt. Brilliant, beautiful, energizing lower chakra. And here's the beacon of light one, right? Felt the energy instantly. Thanks, Greg. Love my shirt. And you can check all those out at in5d.net. While you're there, check out a shirt for yourself. Okay. And I want to send a quick shout out to everyone that has bought shirts since our last broadcast. Monique, Heidi, Patricia, Christian, Susan, Carlene, Heidi again, Amber, Rosalie, and Nasa. Your shirt is going out first thing in the morning. Didn't make it out today, but it'll go out tomorrow. So thank you all. Here we are on Parler. This is a new account, a new social networking place that I highly recommend. Join me there. Join a bunch of us there. There's no censorship. There's actually 1,000 character limit instead of on Twitter where there's only I think a 300 character limit. So you can find me there, Gregg at In5D on Parler. So this is like some of the stuff I posted today. Remember a whole week ago when people were afraid to gather in large crowds? That was awesome. Chris Farley, that's funny. Here's something to ponder. How did all these rioters in these different cities get the same black t-shirts and face masks that say, I can't breathe? Almost as if it's coordinated, right? And why are celebrities matching donations to bail out violent criminals? And everyone pretty much knows the answer. It boils down to George Soros. And the last thing to think about here, truth, they're both backed by nothing, isn't it? True? Monopoly money and regular money. Yeah, they're both backed by the exact same thing, nothing. No gold. The only difference between these two notes is your belief that one has more value than the other. So this is interesting too. I just posted these on my personal In5D Facebook page. I don't know if you guys saw this before, but check out this dude right here. Who is the extraterrestrial following President Trump? There's a couple cool articles here. I put them in the more info section too. But check this out. Here, this dude. Is he like a tall Nordic, one of those Nordic dudes? Is he a tall gray? What is he? I don't know. I don't know what that dude is, man. That dude is like some super tall. He looks like, compared to the other people, Trump is like 6'3". So this guy looks like he's like 8.5, 9 feet tall. He's huge. And then here's one thing, you know, looks like Ventura Boulevard in Los Angeles is going to be doing some remodeling tonight. Funny how these things just pop up out of nowhere, right? And there were just like tons of, like outside of CNN, there were a bunch of bricks that were dropped off there that they ended up throwing at CNN. These bricks are being placed all over the United States, and you gotta think, okay, where are they coming from, right? Now, well, here's probably your answer right here. Here's a picture of two buses. I'm not sure where this exact location is. If it pops up here, hang on. Boy, it's just like dragging ass here. Come on. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it says Soros Riot Dance Squad. Really? I mean, how many Soroses do you know? And there is a riot going on and a dance squad. So obviously he's funding this stuff, and people are being bussed in. A lot of the people that are being arrested from outside of the area. And we have other people submitting pictures here as well. Lots and lots of pictures being submitted. Very odd trucks.
I used to work for the government in my former life, and I did have a lot of connections with people in the military intelligence field, and I've kept up with them. And lot of them are retired now, but they're still keeping tabs on this. And a lot of them are saying this is not just a spontaneous thing. It's a well-planned, coordinated assault on basically creating anarchy to, you know, to keep us distracted from what really we need to be thinking about, which is, you know, getting together and helping each other now. So it is, they do say there's a hidden hand, there's fingers behind it, and it all points back to George Soros. Because I mean, supposedly you can log on to his webpage now, georgesoros.com, and sign up to actually get paid to do protests. And these are professional rioters who basically go from city to city to city, just coordinating all this. You know, a lot of the people holding Black Lives Matter signs are white Antifa people. I mean, there's no other way to say it. You know, they're out to cause chaos.
Well, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's a lot of chaos going on, caused by agent provocateurs, and I'm going to be getting to that in a minute. On YouTube, Stella is saying, I saw a pallet of bricks in the next town over, ready for a peaceful protest. Yeah, right. And Laura, thank you. Laura said the shirt you're wearing today is unreal, stunning colors. Thank you. And like I said, there is one available like this on in5d.net. It's an extra large. So if anyone has fits into an extra large, there's one available. I was thinking about making more. I wasn't sure, but yeah. So as you can see from this thread, there's like tons and tons of pictures. These bricks are being, look at this, they're being dropped off everywhere. So, you know, it's something that's going on. It's real. It's happening right now. Now, before I get into the article, I just want to point this out too, because I posted this article. Queen Elizabeth has been evicted on In5D, right? And got great response, except from this guy. What a silly post, LOL. You're following QAnon now. Oh my God. I've been posting on the prevalence and psychological reasons behind conspiracy theories for a while, and also the surprising phenomenon of spiritual esotericists trending right-wing with Trump as a secret do-gooder, fighting angelic battles against liberal pedophiles. And I don't know how you can stand up for the liberal pedophiles, but apparently that's what this guy's doing. And all his bad behavior merely a smokescreen to divert attention from his heroism, so on and so forth. Anyway, you know, obviously he doesn't follow In5D. If he did, he would know that, yeah, I do follow QAnon. Why do I follow Q? Because the movement's called the Great Awakening. And what does that have to do with spirituality? Everything, because eventually people are going to start questioning everything. Right now they're questioning politics, origins of where did this stuff come from? Like, where are all these bricks coming from? Oh, it's George Soros. Who's George Soros? And then they find out, you know, how he worked his way through, you know, basically screwing over his own lineage to amass his fortune. But eventually they're going to say, why am I here? What is my purpose? And that's where we all come in, right? So they're going to be asking the questions that really matter. A lot of this stuff is theater, right? But this is why we're following it, because it all involves people waking up to a greater truth themselves, okay? So my answer to him was, Donald, I'd be more apt to think you're COINTEL and or an agent provocateur than anything else, because if you knew anything about me, I've explained what I think about Q and the movement. Looking at the likes on your page, you're clearly a leftist, and these are some of the pages that Donald likes. I'm with Greta Thunberg, impeach Trump, anti-Trump army. You probably support Antifa. Your world is about to shatter, dude. And that's where it is. So let's go on to, yeah, here's his page right here. And yeah, there's a couple of the things that he likes right there. Impeach Trump, the anti-Trump. And, you know, I didn't even go any further than that, but I'm sure there's a bunch of other crap that's in there that shows that he really doesn't follow In5D. Never has. It's not listed on there, at least not as far as I can see. And when I tried banning him from the page, he wasn't listed on there. So we have people that are coming out. You're going to find other people that are going to be attacking you as well as myself. And, you know, it's going to happen. These are the kind of people you have to watch out for. So without any further ado, let's move on to Queen Elizabeth. And before I do that, I just want to give a quick shout out to Victoria Yoga Therapy. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Okay, so Queen Elizabeth has been evicted. Meet the new king. Now, this is really interesting. And I didn't mention this in the article. I should have. And I could probably put it in the addendum. Let me have a sip of water. This is going to take a little while. But okay, so what's the deal of what's going on here? Well, the gist of it, to wrap it up in as short and as succinctly as I can, the Queen, apparently, her lineage is complete fraud, right? The Queen's lineage is a fraud. Apparently, she has German Nazi bloodlines, and it was proven by this guy, Jonathan Gregory Hallett. And he went through and traced the bloodlines, and he apparently is the person who's in line to be the king through bloodlines. So, and I'll put this all together for you guys, and we'll talk about it afterwards. So this is getting interesting. I've been following this for quite a while, but recently this topic has gained a lot of traction. Apparently the windows at Buckingham Palace are boarded up. The seal has been removed and from the gate, and the Queen's Royal Guard are no longer protecting the building. And I did a little post here that I posted on my Facebook page. So Prime Minister Boris Johnson has been seen jogging on the property. The Queen and Prince Philip are reportedly self-isolating at Windsor Castle. So, you know, you don't see the royal guards standing outside, and look at the windows. They're not boarded up, but they're covered up with something. They're all covered up. And you can see here the crest is gone. And here, Joseph Gregory Hallett, King John III of England. And here's a video that you can watch that is in association with it. The following quote and photo was posted on Benjamin Fulford's site. Now, this was in October. You can see the Queen dressed up in her regalia, wearing her tiara, you know, and he's got his sword and his suit on, you know, his military outfit on. But here, she's no longer wearing that, nor is he. What happened? Why is there the change between this in October and today? Well, when the Queen addresses the Parliament in the UK, she has to dress in her royal outfit, as shown on the left. This would include a crown, a sash, royal cape, and a chain of honor. The Queen needs to wear a long dress and have her hands covered with gloves. A king would need to wear his military outfit with a sword and a chain of honor and his crown. When a royal has had her or his title and honor taken away, under Old English law, the Queen or king cannot wear the crown of England on her or his head. Whenever appearing in public engagements, the chain of honor can no longer be worn, and now only plain street clothes are permitted. When they need to address Parliament, they can never be seen as heads of state again, but have to go through the motions of such actions. So this is interesting too. I've found this on Twitter. I've been digging a little into Joseph Gregory Hallett and the theory of him being the true King John III. Came across this document with a rabbit on it and Queen Victoria's blood thumbprint. Follow the white rabbit, right? Q's been saying that a while. And related to Q, perhaps this whole takeover is what Q is referring to when he uses the word biblical. It's going to be biblical. Here is a great PDF presentation put together by the king himself. You can find this on his page right here. Click on that, you'll be taken there. And here's an article that my dear friend Rosie Neal wrote, Meet the New King of England. King John III, well, she put 1-1, the same thing, is related to President Trump. So much discord is being created by George Soros, of course, and those of the 1% ruling the world. The elites are trying to stop this from happening. Much chaos is coming to the surface to create a to create distractions, diversions, and separation of the people in the United States and globally. This was what was behind the riots that took place in Minneapolis and all around the United States. So much of what is being manipulated, kept secret, and hidden from you behind the scenes is about to change everything that you have ever known. And I've been talking about that since New Year's Eve. Your whole world is going to be completely changed. The world that you knew on New Year's Eve last year, by the end of this year, I made this prediction then, I'm sticking to it. Yeah, it'll be unrecognizable from last year. And this is where this is heading right now. So much of what is being manipulated, kept secret, blah, blah, it's going to change everything that you've ever known. We will never go back to what it was. The old paradigm is collapsing. Yes, I completely agree. The next 3 years will bring in an influx of change on a global level. On February 16th, 2019, the dynamics came into a full alignment as it was the tipping stone on a global level to bring in everyone that was in resonance energetically into union and reunion to bring in major transformation on a global planetary level for all humanity. And here's some more videos that you might want to check out as well. There's a link for this article in the more info section of this video. Do the research and you will be shocked as to what is taking place in your world. This king was cheated out of his kingdom as the 1% elite hijacked the monarchy from him and his inherited rightful heir, King John III. Queen Elizabeth is being allowed to live at the palace for the moment. Actually, right now, she's not even there. This king was removed out of England at a very tender age and moved to the United States. He was raised in the US completely unknown to the power and position of his birthright. And he himself did not know his legacy. He had to discover his inherited birthright on his own, as there existed many around the world of power that knew of his birthright. But the king himself had to find his own way back to the monarchy, and it was his destiny. He spent many years in the courts proving his position. Is now President Trump privy to all of this? I would say absolutely, as they are directly related. And I got to change that to PRIVY. And we'll shapeshift for $1. That's good. Well, for £1, I'd pay £1 for that, which would be about what, $1.12 US currency. I'd give her $2 to shapeshift. So much happening in the unseen world. Keep your eyes to Europe. Watch and research as the grand finale is about to unfold. Keep in sacred neutral and bear witness to what is about to play out by the fall of this year. Keep that in mind. By the fall of this year, big things are going to happen over the summer and into the fall. Continue to witness all that change, all the change that will be coming in the next 3 years. Total transparency will come to the surface for all to see and witness. With that will come hidden technology. This new king will bring in all the change that we have been speaking on for many, many years. All that has been taken from humanity will be returned 1,000%. For the 1% that are in power, that are in power position that carried the non-beneficial energy of feeding off humanity, your reign has ended. As truth comes to the surface for all to see, it will be encapsulated by the turquoise ray and sealed to never be used against humanity ever again. This ray came to the planet on November 9th, 2016. Here's the aromatic Christian prayer from King John III. And you can find all this stuff on In5D. And in the more info section, link below. Remain balanced and centered as you will be exposed to as much imbalances of the world. Many will choose to leave this world, and this decision has been made on a soul level. There are many ascended masters that are here on earth, as many more are continuing to incarnate as this all plays out. Do your research. Know that they are distracting you from distracting you from and keeping from you on so many different fronts. Your world is changing in this ever-present moment of now. Light, which is information flowing in. Use total discernment, stay balanced and centered, and keep sacred, neutral observer perspective. Everything is complete, nothing needs to be done. Those of the oldest souls are holding the frequency as the old paradigm falls to allow light of a new paradigm to begin. You will begin the sovereign beings. You will become the sovereign beings you were meant to be. All of your birthright will be returned to each of you and yours. Many blessings you will find their way to you by ways of synchronicity. Infinite love and gratitude, Rosie Neal. Now, that's all wonderful, good and said. I did additional research, and you guys need to know this, but this is what it is, and I got to put it all out there. This is on the table. While the above article may seem hard to believe, much of what is stated has not been disputed on Joseph Gregory Hallett's Twitter page. So he's not saying, no, that's not true, this isn't true. He's not disputing any of this. While the Queen appears to be self-isolating at Windsor Palace with Prince Philip, the crest being vacant can be easily explained. An article titled "Unicorn Knocked Off Buckingham Palace Gates by Delivery Lorry" stated the following: a unicorn that has watched over the royal family for over a century has been severely damaged. The unicorn makes up part of the royal coat of arms at the entrance of the palace. However, it is understood that it was knocked by a contractor as they drove through the north center gate yesterday morning. The palace added that they intend to fix the crest as quickly as possible. So as for Buckingham Palace, it's not literally boarded up, but the windows are covered, perhaps due to being redecorated for the first time in 70 years, according to a recent article. Of course, this article and the article about the royal crest may be damage control if the original article that I just read to you, "The Queen is Evicted, Meet the New King," proves to be true. As for the validity of Joseph Gregory Hallett becoming the King of England, everything sounds feasible, but yet I still remain on the fence until I see further proof, such as a change in currency, the release of patents that would free Earth, etc. Humanity truly needs a positive change from the oppression it's been under for millennia. So that's that right there. I threw a lot of stuff at you guys, and it's all really quite fascinating, and I'm curious what you guys are thinking about it. So the lines are open. You're all live. What do you guys think? Is it feasible?
Okay, I'll start. Yeah, I think it's totally feasible. I mean, I kind of got blown away. I shared that song from Steely Dan from 1972 with you a couple of days ago, Greg, because I just happened to remember it. It popped in my head.
King John.
The line, "Raise up the glass to good King John."
Right.
About the changing of the guard, and that's what's happening, right? I mean, the old paradigm, the old guard, the people that have been keeping us oppressed, they're going to have to leave now. They can't stay. So I think it is a biblical thing.
Yeah, it makes me wonder too if some of this stuff is real, if it's damage control, with them saying, well, it got knocked off by a lorry. I don't know what a lorry is, a van, a truck, a person.
Truck.
Okay.
It's a truck.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, who knows? Is this damage control? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I posted something today about, wow, it looks to me like the virus that failed to keep us separated and afraid, and then the murder hornets kind of died out. So now they're rolling over to plan B2, which is start the riots, start the burning and the anarchy.
Yeah, apparently social distancing no longer is an issue.
No,
right?
Social distancing no longer works.
No. Yeah, so.
But as to I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to ask you, Phil, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so my thoughts on this, and I've posted this because I've seen this before, is that it doesn't matter to me, because what's more important is each of one of us claim our sovereignty. Bottom line there, man, we need to own our divinity. We need to own our sovereignty, and it doesn't matter who's the King of England or the Queen of England. They're no more sovereign than me. And so, yeah, I'm fine with John taking the place, because it doesn't sound like he's been indoctrinated like everybody else in the royal family to think the way they do.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Although, if that's what it takes, for him to be king and to release, for somebody to finally release these suppressed patents that have been held for so long against humanity, if that's what it takes, yeah, bring the king on.
Well, I mean, that that isn't going to release the patents that we have, which is somewhere we're in the range of 5,000 to 6,000 hidden patents.
Yeah.
And they've released one or two. They released the one on anti-gravity, but they only released it to a car company or a car magazine, really, an online magazine. If you look really deeply into that, under the government contracting portion of that, I think it's Auto Trader or something like that, you'll see this patent that they had that I assume is part of the 5,000 that they've got hidden.
So I wonder why that would be released on a car.
Well, I mean, it was released. So they this car thing has like a military thing that it does too. So it has a page. One of its pages is deals with airplanes, tanks, and trucks, right? So this is part of their. They picked up. They decided to drop it in here where we wouldn't see it. I mean, because you really have to look for that sucker.
And how long do you think this anti-gravity stuff has been known about?
Oh, well, hell, 1950.
Yeah. Anything they're telling us now was around 50 years ago, at least. Yeah.
No, it's way past time. And this is kind of why I think, we need to claim it. The best thing I can see we can do for any of this is get together in group meditations where we're coming into that kind of group mind. And then, the more of us that are together doing something like that, the more it changes. And this is exactly what they're afraid of. And this is why they want us in fear, because, we won't be able to do something like that.
What about
if we can come together, come into our sovereignty, and come pull all that power down. We want to pull our galactic self down in here so they can feel this stuff, because they're up in this rarefied air and they don't see what's going on, or they don't feel what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to feel it up there, and we need to bring it down here so that we can fix this.
What about peaceful non-compliance?
I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Peaceful non-compliance. Don't get vaccinated. Just don't give up any of your sovereignty. Bottom line. And be as loving and kind as you can be, and compassionate as you can be.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm down on that.
Yeah. But I would like it if we can get together on this chat and do a group meditation at the end, so that we kind of bring peace and understanding to the world. Because until these people wake up, until they get the truth rammed down their throat, I don't guess we're going to get any change. But I don't know. I know that group meditation helps. That's all I know.
Okay, if you want to lead one at the end.
I am perfectly willing to do that.
Okay, awesome. Katie, what are you thinking?
Well, obviously, months ago I told my dentist, because he's Asian and he was nervous and he was wearing masks, 2 masks, not 1. And I told him, honey, relax, it's a coup. It's all a coup. And the coup is hard to identify all the different directions it's coming from at this point, because there's so many. It's not just one, it's coming from everywhere, it seems like. And I'm sure that's there to confuse people. And, I don't know about the new king and all that, but I know I'm very disappointed in the Pope. He was supposed to be of the people, and he's about of the people as dirt. He hasn't done much of anything. He's done a little, I'm going to look good here. I'm going to open this ancient castle we don't want to fix up and let some poor people in. But that, you know, that's it. And so pray that the new king models what needs to happen everywhere. But the Vatican, to me, is also the big key. You know, the Vatican needs to go down in a big way, because like I've told you before, when I was very young, I went and visited the Vatican, and I went into the catacombs and astrally, and it's just incredibly shocking how much is there, how much money, artwork, just how much it's just mind-blowing how much is there. So from that point on, I didn't want anything to do. And I think I was shown it. I was taken there and shown it because I had a, you know, that time in my life when you're between 11, 13 and 13, deciding your morals and values. You know that age, Greg. That's the age, you know, for most teen, you know, but right before you're a complete teenager, everything gets seeded into you. So, and here in the US, you know, here where I live in Southern California, it's be safe. And I'm like, well, nothing's going on. So therefore, you know, they consider riots and protests scary, and people are doing stupid things. Don't get me wrong. You know, they're going and showing up. Some guy went and showed up with a shotgun in the middle of the parking lot mall near teenage protesters. It was just stupid. So don't get me wrong. There's people doing crazy stuff, but I don't feel that I want to be affected by it, because my number one job is to ground this light, to ground this change coming in. And that every time I turn around, if I get involved in the storyline of all the different things happening, it's not going to help anybody. So I'm like, Phil, stay sovereign. I am sovereign, stay sovereign. And I stay focused in bringing in the light. And I've learned how to bring in more and more and more and more light. And it's easier right now to bring in a huge amount of light. And the other thing I want to say before I stop is, yeah, it's crown chakra energy. It's very, very loud. It is really high vibrational. And if people's bodies ache or hurt, it's natural. Your body is not used to this frequency. And it's in your body. It's everywhere in your body. So, you know, grounding and being in water, or having even a water bottle on your lap helps you a lot. So, in drinking water, but it's very high frequency. It's very fast, and it's moving fast, and it's consistent. It's nonstop. So, you know, usually I can identify, oh, this is like yesterday. This is the second wave this morning. Oh, now we're going to the third. No, this has just been consistent. So,
Getting back to the Pope, you put a lot in there, and I didn't have a chance. I put up that picture actually about, you know, what's going on in this world right now, and what we're seeing is order ab chaos, order out of chaos, epitomized. So this is the motto of the 33rd degree Freemasons, order out of chaos, and we're seeing this going on exactly right now. Now, getting to the Pope, you know, yeah, he's also in damage control right now. He's panicking as well, you know, as many people are at the Vatican, because they're all about to go down. They're all getting called out right now. So yeah, the last thing on his mind is speaking out right now, although it'd probably be in his best interest, because now people are thinking, why isn't he speaking out? Well, he's in damage control, and he will be soon exposed for all the crimes in pedophilia that he and that industry have been privy to. So,
Oh, I love what you just said. Industry.
yeah, that's what it is. It's a business, you know, and they're giving us the business. I don't know if anyone remembers that old NFL. There's a referee in the NFL. He couldn't think of the name for the penalty, so he said, "Number 95, giving him the business." Anyone else remember that?
No,
Yeah.
I don't. That's funny.
It was about 10 years ago. That was funny. Yeah. All right. So what about, any other additional thoughts? All right. Then on that note. Okay.
I have this stone this is a chalcedony, a stone from where I broke my ankle, where I was on top of the hill with this chalcedony crystalline hill. And this morning, they told me, okay, yeah, it has our energy in it, but this is the way to connect to us. So as soon as I get well, I need to send a piece out because I have a lot of it. I need to start sending it out to everybody, a piece to everybody, because they've been, all of the high vibrational ETs or, other off-worlders have been connected. The connection has happened. So with humanity. So I think it will support us in connecting into oneness, bringing more oneness, more higher vibrational energy, just more. I don't know if we need more today, but so high. But anyway, and then so I connected with what they showed me in the crystal, because I got it, but I didn't get it because I got hurt, I guess. So by just connecting to the frequencies in the crystal, they lit up this time. They lit up and they said, we're here, we're right here. And they lit up. And so I'm going to hold the crystal when, I've been holding the crystal all morning, but when Phil does this meditation, because when we connect to oneness, we're very, very focused on humanity, but the energies, the support we receive from off-worlders is incredible. So
yeah, I don't think there's enough being spoken about that, about the support that we are receiving, because things could have been a heck of a lot worse than what they are right now. And as bad as things may seem right now, trust me, it could have been a lot worse, but we are receiving a lot of help from our galactic neighbors and friends out there.
Hey Greg, Diane is trying, she wants to hop in. She's got some thoughts on this whole key situation.
She what?
Diane wants to hop in about the today's topic.
Where is she? She's not in the waiting room.
I don't know. I sent her the link, but it's not going through. I don't know.
Yeah.
She wants to hop on and she couldn't, she's got that new Facebook page. I don't know if it's.
Yeah. Well, if she, of course, I'm not going to stop anyone from coming in, but she's not waiting. I don't know what to tell you on that, Brandy. But yeah, oh, there she is. She just came in.
She just lost the link to me, new link.
So, Jen was saying, Karen is the best.
Oh, it's so sweet. Love you. Hey, what I also want to say is, if you look at history, what has happened during these alignments, astrological alignments, the individual alignments, and now you look at those individual alignments have come together into one historical period. We're doing really well because we have to be getting a lot of help. Hi, Diana.
On YouTube, Ajaja is saying Queen Elizabeth removed 10 young women, resulting missing and refused documentation. Aware of the missing children buried in Canada, alongside schoolrooms. Wow. Well, I'm sure she's aware of a lot of missing children. I bet you that whole Buckingham Palace is a monstrous graveyard for a lot of kids that have gone missing. And it wouldn't surprise me if they start digging up the grounds there and find a lot of people, a lot of small bones there. So Diana, what's going on? You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Kinda. Not really. Hello. Anyway, what are y'all talking about?
You don't know?
The queen.
The
Yeah,
king. The new
the queen is evicted, and the new king.
is
And Brandy says you have some breaking news or something, some important information that you need to tell us.
he's like I've been doing a little bit of research on him the past couple of days. He's quite interesting individual. Honestly, he's been put through a lot of the same stuff that I've been going through with, like with the internet and troubles, the hacking and all of that stuff. Ends up being a pretty average guy type person. They don't want him in there. Trump is in charge of Great Britain as well right now. Trump is standing in for this new king until he's fully inaugurated and all the way in. That's basically where I'm at on my level of understanding. This King John III has apparently been living, kind of like the Cinderella life. He's being Cinderella, and he's got the bad siblings. But apparently, the lovely Windsor family has been heroin dealers and heroin promoters for the past 40 to 60 years, at the very least, since the end of the World War II. And they are a big reason why our youths and our people are so addicted to heroin. They are the primary source of heroin promoters. The Pope no longer has the title of Vicar of Christ. This King John III also carries that title. The Pope, the Vatican is no longer siphoning money, and Great Britain is no longer siphoning money from the United States of America. Trump has, just like you wanted, Gregg, taken that away from him. Remember?
The king, so he's the king and the Pope at the same time.
The king is, yes. King John III he's not only that, he's also King of Israel. So, his titles are quite extensive. I didn't write them all down. Mm-hmm. He is even Prince of of the Americas, not just North America, but Prince of America.
Oh, wow.
So
I wonder if he's the president of the Trust Community Trust Foundation.
I don't know, but he is quite literally capable of saying he is the owner of the world right now.
Yeah.
Diana.
From what I understand, he ended up putting in last-minute documentation to get all this thing done, and there was no time to refute it by anyone because of the timing of all this documentation that he filed.
Yes, and Trump asked the Queen if she had anything she wanted to deny, and she didn't have anything to deny, went into hiding, and Trump took over. What do you need, Karen?
Diana, as you're talking, I'm getting huge shooting light running through me, giving me triple, quadruple dynamic goosebumps. It's very uncomfortable, but it's comfortable and uncomfortable at the same time. But it's wild. You too, huh? Oh, it's wild.
Yeah, look.
Whoa.
Seriously, all my hair, my whole body is standing straight up.
Going. I'm going strong. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like this real.
It is by far like the most interesting past 48 hours that I have spent in research in a very long time. The deception and the lies. I mean, for crying out loud, William Clinton is Churchill's son. Winston Churchill's. He's a royal. He was put in here to do exactly what the heck is going on here. You know, can y'all see me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can't see y'all. Okay. Anyway, now I'm back. Okay, sorry. Anyway, he was put in here, you know, basically to fill the position that he filled. Obama, he's among the royals as well. I mean, bloodline. And then you look at Mr. Trump, who apparently was formerly Mr. General Patton. I don't know if any of y'all have looked into that. But you look at Patton and you look at Trump, and you're basically looking at the same two people. Patton died the next year Trump was born. Everything seems to be, I mean, it's just like, my head's still a little going, ooh, because I got all this other stuff going on too.
And don't forget, Winston Churchill's mother was American. He had an English lord father and an American mother. A lot of people forget that. That's why his bust was in the White House, because he's half American.
Right. And yeah, Churchill and I can't remember her name. I should have taken better notes. But she her child was the one that was, what is her name? Let me take a look real quick and see if I can see it. But anyway, that coupling produced William Clinton. And we know who he is. I'm not seeing the name right now off of the top of my head. Oh, hey.
I noticed that for the first time in a while, and at least, for the last 4 or 5 days, that his website, kingof.uk, is finally up.
Yes. And it's kind of hard to, yes. Who's doing that? That's good.
I'll never get it back.
That is, yes, that video was like very profound. I don't know who had that up, but that was the bloodline, and you can see where it comes in and how Obama was part of it too. Now, apparently, yes, Helga, is you? Thank you.
On YouTube, Stella is saying that in the UK they're printing new currency.
Yes, the Windsor's thing is off of the front, and it's blank right now. They're putting it up. They have vacated. The Windsors are out, and there's been indictments, sealed indictments, obviously, and already been trials and so on and so forth under those indictments. All of this stuff is soon going to be breaking. We'll finally find out approximately 20% of what actually happened. There's the front of the buildings. I mean, they are out of there. And
yeah, it's going to be really interesting to watch this all unfold. Even
Netanyahu is under sealed indictment and being taken through the ringers, through the courts, and so on and so forth. Trump's in the swamp, and that swamp is worldwide swamp.
On New Year's Eve, I did this prediction that the world would be unrecognizable by the end of 2020. And then 4 days later, Allison Coe came out with information as well from her clients saying basically the same thing. And, you know, we got both pretty much ostracized by people, but it's all coming to fruition. You know, it's happening right now. You
Yeah,
know,
it's happening hard.
it's already there, but my prediction went a little further. It said by the end of this year, it'll be unrecognizable in ways that are fantastic. You know, so far it's unrecognizable with everyone wearing masks everywhere and riots and crap like that. But it's really going to be for the good. It's going to be for the better of humanity. So just hang in there. It's going to work out. It's all going to work out.
One way or another, it is. We're seeing some really magnificent changes. I mean, for crying out loud, this King John III, he was even, you know, he was even dogging his family for being pedophiles and heroin addicts. He's ashamed of their behaviors and so on and so forth. Who wouldn't be if their family was behaving like that? And treating him, I mean, it's like, wow. How can people do that to each other? I don't get it.
So Claudette is saying on YouTube, watch the Da Vinci Code again. It'll tell a lot of truth. I've never seen it for the first time. I've never seen that. I rarely ever watch movies, so yeah, unless it's time travel.
I haven't seen it.
Read the book. It's a lot better than the movie. The movie was sensationalized, but the book was really thought-provoking. The original Dan Brown, the Da Vinci Code. Check that out. It's really interesting. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I wish I'd probably have to watch the movie because I don't have time for the book. I'm a workaholic. I work 16, 18 hours a day. I can't.
That's
have no
right.
time.
I understand. Yep. But at least you'll get an idea. And it's really the fact that the bloodline of Christ is actually apparently has been preserved and protected throughout history. And now it's time for the, anyway.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe in the Jesus story. I would watch it though with an open mind. Definitely.
You're going to have a different perspective on the Jesus story if you get to know this king. Okay? Because at this point in time, King John III is Jesus Christ. He has taken the Vicar of Christ title away from the Pope. It goes way deeper than just being, bloodline king. We're talking really, really in deep depth. Let's uncover exactly what that paradigm is about this Jesus or Isus, because Isus has nothing really, that's all Roman Catholic and has really nothing to do with the Hebrew side of it. Except for, guess what? They're Hebrew.
I just looked up at YouTube and we had 144 watching.
Jesus wasn't a Christian. He was a Jewish carpenter. He was just an enlightened being that came to show the way. And
right.
He was basically assassinated for political reasons. The Pharisees didn't want to give up the power, so he was getting to be too powerful.
Gary, Diana, do you know the story of the histories of Jesus throughout? Like there was like a mankind story, a documentation of historical events similar throughout the history of man, throughout the world. They've documented 26 stories like this of the same coming of the Christ, the same kind of story.
Yeah.
And so tell them about that, Diana, because you probably know that better. You're very, very good at this.
I don't really want to discuss religion.
No, not religion, but just the events. That the Christ energy has been coming to Earth for a very long time.
As I look at the realm, I can pretty much say that all of us pretty much.
Well, I have, I got turned on to this by going into quantum physics and David Wilcox kind of connecting the dots. And he actually documented there have been many, many religious stories told about the immaculate birth of the Savior who's going to save us all from the darkness and the evil. And right now, to me, it's nothing more than a battle. It's not black versus white or liberal versus conservative. It's good versus evil. And, you know, this whole secret pedophilia thing that's been going on, it's been going on in plain sight. Everybody knows it, but now it's sort of like coming to, oh yeah, oh, by the way, maybe that's why they have been able to hang on to power, is because they're able to manipulate the fear in young children in some way. That's kind of my take on it. But I hate to say it, y'all, I'm also trying to get onto the phone with my dealer and find out if I can get a loaner card today so I can get free of this apartment for a while. So I'm kind of like listening to the two things right now. But yeah, it's pretty awesome that it's the story that's been told over and over and over. And it's like, you know, they have to like tell us what's happening. It's part of the deal. The dark guys have to put themselves out in plain sight. That's why we see all the musicians that are famous and powerful always throwing Illuminati things into their videos. You know, that's required. So anyway, not that I know anything. I'm just, you know, I'm learning everything as I go, just like everybody else, you know. Sorry.
You know, there's an article on In5D. It's called Jesus, Fool Me Once, Shame on You. Fool Me 9 times, shame on me. You know, that I get what Katie's saying. You know, this consciousness comes to the planet, you know, every so often. And, you know, of the following semi-deities, legends went around that were born of a virgin. You know, Augustus, I don't know how to pronounce that, Attis, Adonis, Buddha, Dionysus, and so on. There's like 15 of them listed right there. You know, and if you look into this further, you'll find that a great deal of these, at least 9 of them, were born to a virgin on December 25th, died on the cross, had 12 disciples, so on and so forth. To me, it's you know, how many times are we going to believe that story? I understand the meaning behind everything, but I think there's something more to it. That at some point we need to learn from the history that we've been presented. That's all I'm saying.
We need to
want.
Somebody needs to mute themselves. I got
Yes,
background.
yeah, I'll figure out who it is. It's scary.
Hey guys, yeah, for me, the second coming of Christ, that's us. We need to do that. We need to call that Christ energy down, that higher self down, that the logos down, whatever you want to call that higher power, the higher chakras. We need to bring it down onto earth and send it out with love and compassion, because that's the only way we're going to change this, is if we realize that we're all the sons and daughters of God, that we're all that Christed figure. And then we will truly see a change on earth.
We have to allow the Christ within each of us to grow and become seen. And society, government has been, anytime anyone claims they're Christ-like, they are called crazy. Anytime anyone claims their Christhood, they're put in a mental institution. That's written. And that's why we get looked at, I'm sorry, for saying source, calling source, the light, love and light. We get laughed at because we're calling on that Christ energy. Whether you want to call it Christ or not, that we all have that Christ light within us. That Christ light is speaking out. That Christ light is what gave us birth. And we cannot, history has been painted and changed, but you cannot discount it. You may not want to believe it, but you got 17 different stories that are the same. At least one of them had to happen. We're not that ingenious.
Or we're incredibly gullible.
One or the
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. Well, I'm going to weigh in here because I know Yeshua is for a fact.
Yes.
The Jesus character, I'm not so sure about, but Yeshua ben Joseph was on earth, and he did try to change things. But the way that
you're right on that.
Changed the fucking around. It is not what he came here to do.
Yes,
What he
I agree with
came
you.
in here is to teach each one of us that we are that godlike person. And then we need to start acting like it and adopt our the responsibility and the sovereignty that comes with that.
It's my understanding that Yeshua ben Yosef was a rebel. He didn't want to pay taxes and he left, and they built the whole thing around him. 100 years later, after they couldn't prove it, they made it was Constantine that was the creator basically of this story, because he wanted to get out of paying taxes himself, and so he's trying to develop a cult following. And at the time there was all these Yeshua ben Yosef cults that were popping up, and they ended up deciding that's when Constantine brought together the Council of Nicaea to bring all the Yeshua ben Joseph cults together to come up with one deity, which they called Jesus Christ. That's my understanding. So I mean, it may differ from a lot of people, but you know, that's for everyone else to do. You know, everyone has to do their own research and find what brings them to what you're calling Christ spark. So I call it source spark, you know, and it's probably the same thing, you know, and, you know, whatever the terminology you end up using, you know, I don't like when I do my walk of gratitude, I don't invite Jesus. I don't invite God. I creator, source, universe, spirit guides, guardian angels, friends and family on both sides of the veil, galactic neighbors and friends, higher self and Mother Earth. But whatever and whoever other people consider, you know, their higher source, more power to you. I totally stand behind you and your beliefs as well as mine and my beliefs.
Well, there's different levels of energy that have come in to the earth to support us in different ways. And there's the quiet ones that never come out, and they're very enlightened, and they're here sitting here for us. There's all different, you know, expressions of light that have been brought here to be the eye of the I am, and to be the pillar of the I am. So, you know, no matter what the name is, it has been here and it is here. And I'm kind of wondering if that walk-in is actually John that I saw, and I'll have to ask about that. But what I wanted to pipe in and say is the grid, all the grids for this awakening, all of the grid energy, all the light energy for this ascension is here for you to acknowledge within you, around you, about you, and grounding that energy of your sovereignty, of owning that light, of being that light, of taking in more light, of being acceptance of the one, of humanity, of life itself. That energy in itself will cause the cause to come forward at an even greater, faster rate. So, you know, we don't have to label any of it. To me, you feel it, you acknowledge it, you feel into it at a deeper level, and you'll be guided to the deepest possible level you can go in that moment of bringing in your light, your I am, which is the I am of the creator, and connection, and being the strongest light you can be, and grounding that is the most powerful thing we can do. And then when we bring that in to a group, and more in his name, more in his or her name, it is what goes out on the grid is phenomenal. I mean, I literally see it, and the density lifts, and more density lifts constantly. And we are part of the change, you know, that we've made a great impact. And as we keep making that impact and bringing that energy in, we can connect to these like Saturn and Pluto and Capricorn. We can connect to those higher frequencies that they're ushering in, and not just these other frequencies that we attach to historical problems. So that's my pipe in.
Can I say one thing? This new king, he's a light worker.
Oh, absolutely, would have to be.
And obviously he's a Trekkie. I'm serious. That just popped into my head as something I wanted y'all to share with y'all. Yeah, he apparently is a light worker and a Trekkie.
Yeah. I'm wondering if when I felt, because I had a J and I named him Joshua, I'm wondering if that walk-in, the energy that I felt is him. I'm going to check into that. That was about a year ago. You know, I got really excited that this new energy is here, and I associated it with the Christ energy. So I got to sit with that today, tomorrow. I got to sit. Yeah. Good one, Diana. Good research. You really got down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I think I fell into that rabbit hole. He also has the sword, and he also apparently his lineage, his bloodline, the Vatican gave him the Jesus body, because even he has claims of two Jesuses at the same time, which is in the Bible too. There's two Jesuses in the Bible, you know, or two Yeshuas. But then he also lays claim to, he found where Yahuwah comes from, and it's a bog. Yahuwah is a bog, and that's a bog in Great Britain. So there's even more and more and more. It goes so deep that all I can say is spend a little bit of time and check it out, because it's quite interesting. It takes you all the way back to Jehovah, you know, and it's quite strange. I found it quite strange. I don't envy him a single step of his life. That would be what he's been. It just, I can't imagine it. I've had a rough life. You've had a rough life. Every one of us has had a rough life. But to be all of a sudden slapped in the face with, guess what? You're king of the world. Can you imagine that?
Like I said earlier, I'll believe it when I start seeing some of these technologies that have been suppressed against humanity released. And I mentioned, you know, about the currency, you know, when the money gets changed over, why would the king want Queen Elizabeth's face on his currency? You know, when that gets changed over, you know, somebody mentioned that though, in the YouTube chat, that they are in the process of printing new money. Who knows? We'll see, I guess, soon.
He also mentioned the fact that, I mean, he flat out brought up that he said, they have had you not able to work for the past 2 months. He said, they've not allowed me to work and do anything for years. Now they're hitting you. This has got to stop. This was his words, you know? And laying this, all of us being where we are. And when he was saying you, he was talking about you, me, everyone, what's going on with the shutdown worldwide, all of that. And he said, they've had, while you guys have not been allowed to work, they're doing the economic reset. His words. So I mean, I can only, all I can say is what I heard him say. We'll see, you know?
Yeah, time will tell.
Yeah, I find him quite interesting. His energy was actually rather wholesome and nice to be around, you know? It's like I come back here because I enjoy being around you guys. I continued to research because I did not mind his energy. He's got a nice, quick, easy to smile. In spite of all of the BS, he's quick and easy to smile.
I keep feeling these.
Did you say?
Sorry, talking to my son.
Oh, that's okay. But yeah, so with that kind of energy and the everything, as I was sitting and watching, let me see, what was the name of the, what's the name of the site that I was listening to? It is
I'm going to bust in just real quick, Diana. I'm apologizing, but I just found out I'm about to get my loaner car. Yay. And so they're going to send the car out to me. I got to go wait out in the parking lot for them. So I wish I could stay for all this. This has been fascinating, and love and light to everybody. Just, thank everybody for everything you guys do. You guys rock, man. And looking forward to the next time. I'll be there if I can. But anyway, y'all take care.
Bye, Gary. Take care.
Bye.
Now I done forgot it. Dang, I have no memory. His name is Charles Ward. Look Charles Ward up on YouTube, and you will find the videos with the new King of England. And that's a good place to start. To get to know him, it was actually kind of like sitting down. Well, being a woman, you don't get to sit down with the guys and sit down and talk with the guys quite all that often, But it was like sitting and talking with the guys. It was quite interesting and fun.
People are complaining about the background noise on YouTube. If they can't focus, then that's their issue. I'm sorry about that. Don't mean to be cruel or mean, but this is good information that she's given. Just learn how to focus a little bit better. Okay.
Sorry if the cartoons are bothering you, man, but
yeah. Doesn't bother me. I think most of the people are able to work around it, but a couple people have issues with it. So I just thought I'd point that out. I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
Down just a little
It
bit.
happens. Sometimes, we have children. Sometimes there's background noise.
Yeah. Turn it down a little bit.
Not about controlling other people and what they're doing, Deal with it. That's what I say.
He just said Gregg said it was okay.
Well, within reason, yeah.
No, I mean she just she let your words be hers. That's funny.
But no, you gave a lot of great information, and I think most people had no problem following what you were saying, despite the background noise.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, baby. But yeah, let's see, what else did I find out?
Poop. Something.
I think you better go find another gummy.
It smells gummies.
Let's see. There is also.
Not that easy.
Let me see. Let me pass this commercial and I'll be able to see it.
Grammatically correct. Today on the show.
Let me see if I can make it big enough to see.
What are you putting on? Because we might have issues with copyright if you're going to be putting a video on. I can't
be. Put the picture up. I don't want to play the video. Okay. It is so I can see what it says. I can't read it. I was trying to get the name. Is all. No, I wasn't gonna play it. I know that one. But look up who would be Jacobite King of the UK today. That's another. That's another one that everyone should take a good look at. And the heritage line. I can't remember. I'm having a brain fart. Sorry. It'll come to me as we're talking, I guess.
I don't know how to balance.
The energy is so strong. I think you're doing really, really well because I'm a one big brain fart right now.
Believe me, man. And then I got all this other stuff because I still haven't got my my Facebook account back. My PayPal is still, and my bank account is still, and those are all cuss words that I would really like to be screaming at the top of my lungs right now, but come to find out, this guy that I've been doing the research on, he's going through the same shit, so I'm not the only one. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it up.
No, you're not. You can go watch it in your room.
No.
He's been working on donations, at this point so that he can get all of these papers filed and everything. Even working pro bono, it's costing a whole lot of money. So I would imagine that with Mr. Trump working with him, President Trump working with him the way he is, there's a whole lot more to be said and a whole lot more to come. And it makes a lot of the Q posts and a lot of the things that the president has said make a whole lot more sense. And it really does. They're not just taking down the people that in DC and everything. All these people that they're taking down are members of this royal family. The, what is it, Rothschilds, they no longer have our money. We're no longer paying them, and it's no longer going to the Vatican. That right there is two things that I could go, but I mean, guess what? I ain't got no money for me to even clap about.
Yeah, you're not alone. Trust me. There's, a lot of people have been out of work, and no income coming in. And then the government gives you like $1,200 expecting you to live for 3 months on no income. Other than that, it's crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
Try living with that much every month. Being retired.
I live on $780 a month. Okay, I do not live. I survive. At $780 a month, I barely survive. So, do I think we need a financial reset? Yeah, damn right I do. We need a reset.
I just don't think it's going to be in the form of Nasara Jasara, honestly. I've been following that for years and years. It's been out since the 90s, late 90s, as far as I know, and it's always a lot of hot air and BS of promises and nothing ever comes to fruition out of it. Though I do believe that a reset is inevitable. It has to happen because, if you look at the global currency, which is still, for some reason, the US dollar, which has lost virtually all of its value, at some point it has to be reset. What's going to happen, though, is when this gets reset, and this was one of my predictions back on New Year's Eve, when it does get reset, and I think it will happen this year, what's going to happen is you'll see the price of silver and gold skyrockets. So right now, silver is extremely undervalued. I would go out and buy as much physical silver as you can if you can afford to do so. Anyone that's listening that has the means of doing that, I don't myself, otherwise I would. But if you have the means of buying as much, it's going to go up to, in my opinion, at least $700 an ounce, silver alone. So severely. And then when the reset happens, you're set. You're completely set. So.
But if you're sitting in the same, most of us are sitting in the same boat.
Exactly. We can't afford it.
I mean, shoot, I can't even afford to fill my refrigerator full of food, much less go buy silver.
Right. I
got to choose silver over food. I'm going to choose food.
Everyone is. Yeah. You can't eat silver.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, I just hope that all this does come to fruition. We will know relatively soon. If they are printing money, we should know within a month or so at the latest, when this new currency comes out. If there is any technology that has been suppressed that's released, that would be wonderful. We should know that soon as well. So all this stuff will be revealed. If the Queen just happened to be on vacation or holiday, as they call it there, at Windsor Castle and ends up returning, we'll know on that as well. If the crest ends up getting replaced by the unicorn that was there beforehand, we'll know that soon as well. Everything will get revealed.
Yep.
Gregg, my last name is Ward.
Yes.
So I'm considering that because I've been really the last few days, with all the rights and everything, really, 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 really focused on grounding the light and everything. And to me today, that is my serendipity sign. I love it.
At at the risk of sounding stupid, what's the word serendipity mean?
It's like synchronistic, kind of.
Synchronistic, yeah.
Yeah.
Making sure I understood properly.
It happened at the right time in the right moment.
Yeah.
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 Okay, I get it now. Thank you. I was just making sure I understood it. Hey, if I don't understand something, somebody else don't understand it.
In Persian, ward means roses. So how does that relate roses to the kingship somehow?
Rosicrucians.
The rose represents the heart.
And also the thorns.
Yes, but also the rose is also towards that kingship. Yes, the white rose and the red rose for the Rosicrucians and everything like that. But this king apparently is not a member of the Rosicrucians. He's not a member. Yes, Sisterhood of the Rose. He's not a member of that. He's not a member of the Illuminati. He's not. They took what is the ones at the Vatican called? He took them out. Him and Trump took them out at Easter, and he's apparently never even been a Boy Scout. So,
wow.
Yeah. So when it comes to like secret organizations, he's not a member.
Well, that's awesome. But is there to Joshua, the energy of Joshua, how does the rose relate besides the thorns?
The Rosicrucians were the ones that were the original before. I think it was.
Isn't it Melchizedek? Didn't Melchizedek
Yes,
start
yes.
the Rosicrucians? He's the ascended master, right? Yeah, Melchizedek. Yeah.
Right. It's all part of the original storyline.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
Interesting that I ended up with that last name.
Yes, Ward is a white rose, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Diana. Good job.
Also, let's see, what was that? Yes, who showed that picture? That was you, Gregg, right? Let me see that picture again, real quick.
What picture?
The one you just showed with the one on that book you just showed.
Oh, yeah. That was the card that I drew for today. It's called Work Your Light. It's an oracle card.
Okay. Is there a red rose with a white rose inside of it on that picture?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
That is something to do with two of the queens. The rose in that specific rose combination. I just don't remember off the top of my head. So we might want to look in that. You might want to look that up. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see it either. Well, how about Phil doing a meditation?
That sounds great.
You ready, Phil?
Yeah, I can be ready and just let me go and hang here.
I'm gonna spotlight your video.
Thank you, Phil.
All right, folks. Let's take a deep breath right now. Pull it in through your nose. Fill that belly up and then release it. And let all negativity out of your body there. And another deep rim breath. And let it go. And another deep breath. And let it go. Let's do one more. And then let it go. And once more. and let it go. And once more, and let it go. Once more, and let it go. Out the mouth, completely. Pull it in again. And one more time. Okay. Feel a column of white golden light coming down through your crown and into your heart, all the way down through your crown chakra, your third eye, your throat, and your heart. Feel it in your heart. And send down the taproot from your feet into the heart of Mother Earth and pull that back up until it meets again in your heart. And let those two energies mix within you, center and ground you. Let us activate our light bodies at this point in time, the Merkaba. This is a star tetrahedron, a three-sided pyramid pointing up and a three-sided pyramid pointing down. See yourself within that Merkaba and seeing it rotating this white golden light all around you. And pull down your higher self, your celestial self, your galactic self, and your universal self. Pull that all down into your physical body as much as you can. Feel that power, feel that energy. Let it flow out of your heart, out of your hands, into the ground. Feel the power. Feel love, understanding, and compassion. Feel the Christed light of Yeshua. The purple light of the Arcturians. The rose-colored light of the Palladians. And the white-hot light of Sirius B. It was washing over the earth in the sea of love. Feel that love flowing through you, out your hands, out your feet. Send it out around the world. Share it with your family. Share it with your friends. Let peace reign supreme upon the land. Let the love and light of Source flow through you and out into the earth, bringing peace, calm, and understanding, joy. Feel that power, feel that love, feel that compassion. Be the love, be the compassion, be that joy and happiness. Let your galactic family know that you want their aid, that you want things to be better on Earth, that you want the 5D Earth now, that you want peace, tranquility, compassion, and joy, and brotherhood and sisterhood. would all feel the love of Source, the love of Yeshua, the love of the angels and archangels, sending the healing wave clear across the globe. For everybody that's listening now, and everybody that will listen in the now later. May they be grounded and centered within themselves, within their own sovereignty. And may they come forth with love and grace and goodwill in their heart. Remember to breathe deeply and release completely. Only take in what you can take in and ground the rest. Ground the light into the earth. That is the best. Feel that energy coursing through your veins, through your lungs. With each in-breath, feel yourself cleansed, healed, and whole. Feel the oneness with all. Feel your fingers, feel your toes. Feel the energy flowing through your crown into the ground. Feel the peace and love we have for ourselves and for all others. Remember, you are divine and you are sovereign. Another deep breath, release it. Feel yourself grounded into your body, into the present now. Namaste, folks. Much love to you all.
Thank you, Phil. I'd like to add just one thing is please everyone trust, hold that trust that it is so, it is done.
Yes. So mote it be. Let us all say that. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
Let it be. Because it is a loving and kind, benevolent energy on the earth at this point in time. Feel it as if it's covering the whole earth. And we're good. We're golden. If we can hold this for any time at all, come back and listen to this if you have to. I'm going to do another one on my channel where it's just going to be the meditation. Maybe just a little bit on the Schumann resonance, but mostly it's just going to be the meditation. So I'm going to do this again.
Awesome. Be sure you check out Phil Christopher's YouTube channel for that. Subscribe if you haven't already.
Would appreciate it.
Yeah. And, you know, as we've mentioned before too, don't be afraid to just surrender to whatever higher source it is that you give your energy to. Or I know some people don't say, I don't give my energy to anyone, but yeah, I do believe in an all loving higher source creator. And don't be afraid to surrender to it, because you'll find that when you do, miracles can happen.
Most assuredly, sir. Most assuredly.
So I think we're going to wrap it up right there. It's been a very enlightening show. I want to thank Diana for coming on to, you know, help fill in some of the missing pieces that we didn't cover beforehand. So that was really appropriate. And Katie, looking forward to the distribution of the stones that you have there. The what kind is it? Chalcedony?
Well, yeah, chalcedony is even considered, we call it carnelian. Carnelian is in the family of chalcedony. This is a chalcedony that has a lot of fiber in it. So it's wider, denser chalcedony, but it seems to hold the memory. And so I won't be cleaning the stones energetically. I'm being very careful of that the intention set that they don't get clean, and that they, for them to maintain the memory. So it'll be interesting, the feedback, but it'll be a couple weeks before I can walk into the post office.
Understandable. Yeah, that's very understandable. So yeah, I don't think anyone's going to expect you to hop there right now and do it. So that's awesome. I'm sure they'll have like amazing energy on them anyway.
And there's some people in the chat asking me how to get on the distribution, and just message me. And that would be the easiest way on Messenger. So
yeah, awesome.
That'll do. Yeah. Bless you.
Yeah, thank you for doing that for as well. Yeah, for everyone. That's amazing.
Yeah, well, and until they run out, I do have a lot. So I'm not afraid to I'm not afraid to send them out. They're kind of heavy, so they're heavy. This is heavy. This isn't that big, and it's very heavy. So, I'll do my best. If I can't, for some reason, get to you, I'm gonna say, just for sanity's sake, that I'll send out to a dozen people for sanity's sake. If I can do more, I will. But for sanity's sake, I'll say a dozen.
Can't you find like little ones? I mean, that's all I'd need. It's just something tiny.
Yeah, and I don't want to break any of them at this point, but yeah. And for those of you that are messaging your address here, it won't do any good, because as soon as the chat closes, as soon as he closes this, they'll disappear. So put it on Messenger, please, and don't worry. That I will do my best. Okay, and I get to my messages on Messenger all the time, because we're in chats on Messenger. So don't hesitate. So, and if you're after the dozen, I'll just put you on a list. If I can do it, I will, because it's expensive to mail everybody, but I'll do my best. So,
yeah. And if you have the funds, just offer to pay for the mailing somehow, if you're able to.
Yeah, my profile name on Messenger, Diana, what's my profile name on Messenger?
Okay, so this Messenger you're discussing is
You got it right. You got it right, sweetie. Katie Ward. I think Karen Ward. Sorry. Karen Ward.
Karin Ward, WARD. So you can message me on Messenger, Facebook Messenger. Yeah.
In the chat room, Claudette is asking if you have an email address that you'd want to.
Oh, email's a nightmare. No, I'm not going to put that on YouTube, sweetheart. Okay. Email can be a nightmare. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're going to wrap it up at that. I want to thank everyone for joining us both here on Zoom. Had a great gathering here, as well as a lot of people on YouTube as well. So thank you for joining us in both places. And even if you're watching on the recorded version, thanks for joining us there. Remember to like and subscribe, hit the bell notification for more videos like this, In5D.net for shirts like this, and join us on Patreon. Like I said, this Wednesday, we have the Insiders Club private chat coming up. So we won't be on here Wednesday night, but we will definitely be on Zoom Wednesday night. It just won't be televised on YouTube. So for those of you that are Insiders Club, $5.55 or more on Patreon, I'll see you then, if not beforehand. Anyways, until the next time, I'm Gregg from In5D, sending you all infinite love and light. Namaste, everyone. Love you all.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you.